Taylor, I'll start. Another nice win through to the quarterfinals. You must be really, really happy.
Yeah, I'm super happy. It's a really tough match against him, and just to get through it in three straight, especially after going down a break to start the first set, I'm super happy with how I played.
Liam?
Hi Taylor, great win. He's beaten you 4 out of 5 times on hard. You've beaten him 3 times on grass and once on clay. How do you tactically adapt your game to playing someone as tricky as Sasha on grass?
I think a lot of the matchups we played in the past, it was a while ago, so I think both of us are completely different players. I'd say, only within the last 2 years, the matchups that we had, I really remember well. And I'd say the biggest difference just on grass is the way I return. I return a lot differently on grass. And for me, in Stuttgart and here, I felt like I had just pretty good reads on some of the serves, and I was, getting good hits on his first serve and starting points in, really good spots. And it's always just going to come down in the end to big points here and there. I remember we played in Paris, he beat me. It was just a super close first set, tiebreaker. Anytime you have 2 big servers, the margins are very small, and that's what I did best today. Was when I got my opportunities, I took them, and when he had some chances on my serve, I did really well to get out of it.
Go at the back.
Hello, Taylor. I just wanted to, I know you've had some frustration the last year or so with the injuries and not being able to really get it going. When did you last feel this good on a tennis court?
Probably... You're talking more about just my body, right?
Both physically and in terms of your game, because obviously you're into the quarters. It seems like things are going well.
My game, I felt great about. I felt good about my game at World Tour Finals last year, but my body wasn't there. I'd say the last time I felt good about my body would have been Tokyo, probably. After US Open, Laver Cup Tokyo is the last time I'd say I remember kind of playing and not thinking about knee pain or whatever when I was playing. So yeah, it's great to be back at that again.
Why is that?
Hi Taylor. Will you be watching any of the Zverev Lehecka match coming up? And I was talking to a few of the players about how they analyse matches. I know you're quite technical and you like looking at that. Will you sit down with your team and actually put together quite a detailed plan? And how much do you enjoy that as well?
I wouldn't call it detailed. I like to just watch and just pick up on on certain things. I'm not breaking down all the statistics and stuff like that. I think there's too much. I like to go off of just what I see and feel, and when I'm watching people play, I feel like I can, even if someone misses a shot, I can say, I feel like they hit that with a lot of confidence and so on. So I'll watch just because it'll be on when I'm doing treatment. I typically don't. And then I like to watch through a different lens though once I know who I'm playing, because then I can be more specific about what I'm paying attention to. It's different when I'm watching a match of 2 players. I can't really focus that hard on one of them. I'm more just kind of watching for the enjoyment of it.
Will it be patterns of play? What are you actually personally looking out for?
Certain patterns, certain just shot. It's hard to explain. I just watch it. When I watch it and I actually focus really hard when I'm watching, then I don't know, I absorb it.
Matt?
Just 2 things quickly. One was can you explain what the difference is between for your return on grass, and then also just what is the treatment to maintain the knee's health? Because obviously it's been working this week.
Yeah, the way I return is, I just stand extremely close. I use my first step and my reach to just cover as much of the court as I can. And I hit the backhand, chip the forehand. I change it in certain matchups. But, there's times that I'll hit over and I'll back up. And I did some of that in Halle. And I did some of it here last year, but I love my chip forehand, and I think it works. It works on grass because the serve is always going to shoot through more. On other surfaces, the serve is going to come up a bit more, so you're going to have less pace to work with on the return. And then when I do hit a chip as well, it's going to just sit there a bit more on the other side of the court, so they're going to be able to do a bit more with it. And then I'm going to get punished for being so far up in the court returning on the baseline because I'm not going to be able to defend when I'm that close to the baseline. And then they get to just attack off of a chip that kind of sits there. But on grass, the serve comes through more, gives me more pace to work with. My chip stays low. It comes through the court. I feel like it makes it, it just gets on the person very fast, and it makes it tough for them to attack me on the first ball.
That's about center court scheduling here. I was Madison Keys, who's played here a long time, has played for the first time this year on center court in her previous match. Jessica Gula plays on it for the first time in her career tomorrow. So even like a lot of veterans don't get that many looks at playing on that court. And you've been on there a handful of times. I'm just curious sort of how if challenge, if anything, it poses for you.
I think I said the other day, I actually get court one and center like mixed up quite a bit. When I look back.
You've been on center a few times when you played Rafa, certainly in your semi here.
That makes sense.
I mean, I can check which times you were on
Yeah,
there. But
I get lost sometimes. I just like earlier in my career, I don't know sometimes if the matches I play were court one or center court. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Does it make a difference for you, like if you're playing a tournament and you might not get on center till the semis, let's say? Does that make it? And maybe the guy you've played has played on center the whole time. And is it all a challenge? Like, how do you think of sort of? Maybe it's not an issue for you if you can't tell the difference, but
Yeah, I mean, in general, at other tournaments, I would say it's always going to be a slight advantage to just be doing the same thing over again. Maybe that's just me. I'm superstitious like that. I like to do the same thing over and over again. I do think, if you're playing on the same court every day, like you get a good feel for it. It feels nice. Like I was thinking about that going into this match. Like I just played a match. I played my last two matches on court 2. Bublik just played right around the same time on the same court against Francis. So I thought, that's maybe slight helps a little bit. I couldn't tell you how much it helps, but I feel like little margins can make a difference sometimes.
it wouldn't make a difference to you if you had to adjust the center late in
You
tournament.
kind of have to at some point, it kind of just is what it is. And at the end of the day, like the highest ranked players have earned that right to be on center and to be playing there the whole tournament. So it kind of just is what it is.
Taylor, right?
Taylor, just on another topic, just wanted your thoughts about Balogun's red card and Trump asking FIFA to change the suspension.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's not something that happens a lot where they overturn a red card, but I think everyone can agree that it shouldn't have been a red card. He shouldn't be out, so it's great to have him back. I thought I posted on my story at the meme. It was pretty funny of the ref giving a red card, and he was holding up like an Uno reverse card back to the ref. I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, happy that he's going to be playing.
Taylor, you said in terms of your body last year, you started to feel your knee more, but can you compare your form and your ball striking this year to last year? And secondly, also, what do you know about Arthur Fery?
I mean, I'll start with that. I know a good bit about Arthur. I went to London before the 2024 World Tour Finals, and I did a training week there prior to Turin, and I practiced with him most of the week. He was there, and I was playing well. I made finals of Turin the next week. I was pretty good about my game, but he was beating me like every day. I was like, yeah, like this guy's really good. This guy can play. He had a good forehand for his size, unbelievable serve. Like I said, we were playing sets, baseline games. He was cooking me pretty consistently for the week, and I knew that I was playing good tennis. So it's not surprising to me that he's he's having results and also taking advantage of a draw that's like opened up a bit. I feel like it doesn't surprise me at all that he's winning. I know that I've known since then that he can play.
Did you run across him in California at all?
Was that
When he was at Stanford?
No, not at all. No, just literally at the end of that 2024 season, and then. Sorry, what was the other?
Your form this year versus last year.
I feel good. I think it's slightly different, just because I've played the last 2 matches I've played have been really like serve, like dominated by like both players. So there hasn't been a lot of like baseline play. I feel like last year, I mean, the first 2 rounds were like that, but I felt like there was more playing from the back of the court last year in some of my matches. Like when I played Fokina, I think that was round of 6. I think that was round of 32 or 16. I can't remember, but yeah, there's been less rhythm in my matches, so it's tough to tell, but I'm feeling just as good.